Hey, so it's been a while, especially been a bit since I've talked about books here, but I'm back for the meantime. Talk about some books, I don't know. I thought I'd ease in with a very small book haul because that sounds easy. And then I'm gonna have to do a wrap up, and then I have like a journal flip through that I'm gonna do, and I want to come back. Life's been crazy. Also, there might be a slight name change on the channel. We're not going to talk about that. We're just going to power through. So I just have a very small stack of books here. It's not like the crazy ones that people do. But these are just some books I picked up for the past couple months-ish. Cool. We'll start with the ones I've already read. So the first one is Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. The second book in like Carry On Simon Snow series. It's the sequel. There's gonna be a third one. I already know from the ending, and then Rainbow herself has released shit. I've already read this, tabbed it up, not gonna talk too much in it because I will talk about that in the wrap up. But basically you're following Simon, Baz, and Penny on like a road trip across America to visit Agatha, and there's vampires and gays and magic. You know how. Next, probably #1 book of the year, best book ever, Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater, the first book in the Dreamer trilogy, which is the series after Raven Cycle that is following Ronan and other dreamers, and I love it so much. Obviously have read it. I'm so emotional over it. I'm still not over it. I love it. I love it so much. I don't even know what to say about it. This isn't a wrap up, so I'm not going to go in depth with anything, but so good. Talk about the books I haven't read yet. We'll start with this one. This is Mr. Hero, the Pneumatic Man. So this is a Neil Gaiman comic. I've actually never read any of his comics. I know he has a Sandman series and all that I've always been interested in. I love Neil Gaiman. I feel like that's like the most generic shit anyone can say. Everyone loves Neil Gaiman. He's one of my faves. And I saw this at like a vintage shop down here. It's not really anything. And I was like, oh shit, I just saw his name. And then I saw #1. And I go, is this really the first issue that's just there? And it's like super cheap. Sure, I'll get it. And so I got it, and it's like it's like perfect condition still. Hold on, I'm gonna take it out of the plastic. It's in like perfect condition still, and it comes with like a game piece and trading card in here. Like, that's fucking sick. I don't even know what that's for, but yeah, I really would just want to read this, and I'm scared I'm gonna love it and then not be able to find the rest of it, or like they're gonna be too expensive. But you know, sounds cool. It looks beautiful. I have no idea what it's about, TBH. Now let's do books that didn't come out this year. Still Life with Tornado by A.S. King. A.S. King is one of my favorite authors of all time, favorite YA authors. They've like magical realism. She writes like contemporary YA magical realism. I love magical realism because it's just so fucking weird. And that's what I love, because it doesn't make, like, there's no, like, what, like, I've read about 5 of her other books, I believe, and, like, I crawl through it. That's such a fucking weird one. My favorite is, Everybody Sees the Ants, but, like, you know, so I don't really know anything about this. I just saw it for very, very cheap, and I was like, why would I fucking not? It's A.S. King. I love this cover. It looks beautiful. I'm so excited to read this. Cool. I don't really know what else to say. I just love A.S. King. Do this one. So I have The Trials of Apollo, The Tyrant's Tomb by Rick Riordan. This is the 4th book in the Trials of Apollo series. I know a lot of people shit on newer Rick Riordan, and a lot of people didn't really follow after the Heroes of Olympus. A lot of people didn't finish that. I think it's worth it, only because, like, one, if you get to the 4th book, House of Hades is beautiful. I've cried about that book many a times. But all of his series just keep getting more and more, like, diverse and fun. And I know a lot of people want to shut on it because they're like, oh, it's younger readers and blah, blah, blah. I like go, and that's the thing, though. If you go into it knowing it's for a younger audience, you're gonna fucking love it, because you know, like, you can't be too critical of it because of the age thing, but it's still good and fun and, like, fun to follow. I don't remember where the third book left off. I read the first like page and I was like, oh shit, I forgot that happened. Holy fuck. And I was like, oop, because there's a death. If you keep up, you might know of that. Don't care about that character though. So I was like, damn, how did I forget about that? The only thing I will say, one, I love the purple. Two, I'm upset that this is the one that got 5 because his books, it's either 5 or like a trilogy. What's a 5 called? A quint something? I'm not fucking smart. I'm pissed that this is the one that got 5 books and not the Magnus Chase series, because the Magnus Chase series is so good and important and I love it. But this is about Apollo gets turned into like a mortal. He's bisexual, openly bisexual on the page. One of his like children, because like the god's kids, you know, is gay in a relationship with my main boy in his series. So that's fun. I love it. It's like fun. It's chill. About this one, ow, I keep fucking hitting myself with these books. Wilder Girls by Rory Powers. This I was very curious about from like the first time I heard about it, like before it was even like out. I just knew something about it being like queer, and then everybody read it, everybody loved it. Kate fucking loved it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up because Target has been doing this like fucking buy two get one free thing with like their like media, so like books, music, movies. So like that's where I'm getting a bunch of these from because it's fucking cheap. But I know it's basically, I think it was described as kind of like a female Lord of the Flies, which Lord of the Flies is one of the fucking best. I fucking love that book. And to make it female and like low-key queer, I heard the queer rep is, it's very low-key, but it's still there and it's interesting. And so I don't know if it was like, would you consider it body horror? Because I think they're like plants or something along those lines. Something like that. Again, I never know what things are about. In most cases, it's like you say queer and I'm like, done, sold. Gonna do it. Last book I have to talk about is another one in a series, and that is The Toll by Neil Shusterman. This is the third and final book in the Scythe trilogy. Is that just what we're calling it? Sure, Scythe is the first book, and then Thunderhead is the second book, and this is the long-awaited third book, the final book that is fucking giant. I'm trying to remember exactly where the last one left off. I feel like I remember the first one a lot more, like even just little details in the second one for some reason. But from what I've seen of people who have already started reading this or have already finished it, it does a very good job of catching you up on the where the previous book left off without just straight up telling you and summarizing it, like reading the summary. So that's good. I love Neil Shusterman. What I've read from him, I've always enjoyed. He's great. We stan a king. My issue with this, besides it being 9 million pages, is the spine. This is, I'm not even talking about the books themselves. This is like a dark green. Listen, the first one was red. The second one is like a greeny color. Why didn't they like do this blue? Like, I think it's cool, that purple like outline of the letters and shit. That's kind of cool, and the purple here. But the second one, you hold your horse. Okay, so the first one, Scythe, is red and beautiful, and then this is fucking like green. It's like a, not it's a deep green. It's more like like there's like blue undertones more. You know, if that makes sense. I don't know how colors work. This one's just like a dark forest green. So when you put them all together, I hate it. Get some variety. They don't, like, make it blue, make it darker, or make all of the colors around the same, like, or all the spines around, like, the same sort of color scheme, instead of just having that one outlier red in there. That just kind of annoyed me when I first got it, which is the dumbest thing. It's the most, like, shallow thing. But, like, you know, sometimes you just want shit to, like, look nice together, and that's gonna annoy me for the rest of my life. So, there we go. That was my back to booktube book haul. I will hopefully be making more videos. Life has just been, like, weird and crazy, and I haven't been reading much and feeling like being on camera at all. But, I have things, because now I have read, so, like, I have a wrap-up, like I said, and then I was going to do my journal flip-through, finally, that I should have done, like, back in October, but, like, better late than never. So, thanks for watching and being here, if you're here.